it's time to burn it all down. The Bears just lost to the New England Patriots by a score of 19-3 at home, 19-3 at home. And so, first of all, they ended their home game winning streak. Caleb Williams got sacked 9 times by a 2-7 Patriots team. 2-7. And now, that was it. That's it. Next week, we face the Packers. And after that, we got to face everybody in our division who is all playoff teams, plus the Niners, plus the Seahawks. I've never seen a team go from playoff aspirations to genuinely tanking so fast. And some people are like, oh, it was the Hail Mary. That's what ended their season. No, it wasn't the Hail Mary that took the mojo out of this team. It was the bye week. I don't know what they talked about in the bye week, but good God, this team just looks completely just a mess ever since that. This is the most pathetic Bears team I've ever seen in my life, and that is saying a lot. This is worse than the 2021 Nagy team where he got fired. This is worse than the tank team from 2022. This is worse than the 2016 team with John Fox, because at least those teams, we knew they were bad. They didn't have talent. This team has talent. This team has talent on the roster. And yet here we are. We have a losing record. We're 4-5, which you needed to get to this point with at least 6 wins if you're a playoff team. I mean, come on. We just lost to a team that's 2-7. They're 3-7 now. And now we go into the toughest part of our schedule. We had it laid out right in front of us. At minimum, we were supposed to have 6 wins. At minimum. Because you are a playoff team, you're supposed to be better than these teams, and we're not. We look utterly lost out there. The receivers, what is going on, guys? What is your route running? The receivers need to actually lock in for a second and look at their effort on the field, because it is pathetic. These guys are just jogging around, running lazy routes, and not even getting close to open. The offensive line is so injured that it's the only group I'm willing to give a pass to because they have an excuse that's valid. They are so banged up that it's just, I can't even say anything. If they were completely healthy and they looked this bad, like they did the first weeks of the season, then it's a fair comparison. But we were missing 3-4 starters this game after Tevin Jenkins went down. Caleb Williams, they really did it, man. They really did it. They really ruined. They have taken the confidence out of somebody who I thought for sure they couldn't take the confidence from. He looks so lost out there. He looks so lost out there. His passes are inaccurate. He's panicking behind the pocket because the pocket's non-existent. It's just and this is exactly what I was afraid was going to happen when we chose to keep Eberflus in January. I was like, they better not do this, because this is not the best plan, because I know Eberflus isn't going to be able to find a good OC, and they're not going to be able to develop Caleb in the right way as you would with one of these offensive-minded head coaches. And what's happening? What's happening, folks? Who is right? I hate when I'm right. I hate when I'm right. I really do. I cannot stand. I hate this team. Where did all the swagger and energy that this team had from the London game, the Panthers game, like, where did all that go? These guys just don't even look like they want to try anymore. This team is beat up. They're not trying, and Flus just sucks. There was a particularly brain-numbing part of the game where we had the ball at, I want to say, the 40. Knocking on the door, field goal range, in field goal range, whatever it is. Caleb takes a sack, like he did many times today. And so then we have to punt, which I already don't like punting at midfield, but it's whatever. And Torrey Taylor punts it like 15 yards. I don't know if it was blocked. It looked like it might have been blocked, but I can't tell if it was or not. So I'm just, God. The play designs, especially towards the end, were just terrible. Just letting free blockers come through. They were calling screen passes with no blockers, The whole point of a screen pass is that there's a screen to block for the guy. Where was that? So, and then they called a QB draw towards the end where nobody blocked. Caleb just takes the ball out of shotgun, runs toward the sideline, and there's no lane. Everyone just collapses in on him, and he takes a sack from that. What? What is your major malfunction, Shea Waldron? And listen, Caleb Williams, like, are we even surprised he ended up in a spot like this? You got terrible play calling. Your receiver's not getting open. You've got an O-line that literally cannot block. And then you got his own issues on top of that. I can't put it all on him. He does need to be better. That accuracy problem is real. But how do you expect him to have confidence and poise and calmness with all of that crashing in on him? It's the same thing. The same thing that happened when Justin Fields was here, where they overcoached him and they made him panic. And that's exactly what's happening with Caleb. And that's exactly why I didn't want to trust Matt Eberflus with developing Caleb Williams. So here we are. We're 4-5. We genuinely playing like this. I don't know how we win another game the rest of the season. We could. I honestly think going 4-13 is on the table because we are not going to beat the Vikings playing like this because they're just going to blitz the ever-living Christ out of us. We're not going to beat the Lions like this. We're not going to beat the Packers like this. Maybe we could beat the Seahawks, and we're not going to beat the Niners. This is. I should have known better. I should have known better than this. I really predicted that this team would do something, man, because I still don't think, and I said this all last year, I still don't think that this is a bad roster. But they're playing like a Division II high school team. Nobody looks like they deserve to be in the NFL. And this is if the Bears had any guts, they would fire Eberflus tomorrow morning. But then, who would take over? Waldron? Like, I'm this team is crashing and burning like I've never seen before. Like, that was one of the most pathetic Bears games. I can't think of one more pathetic than that. Like, I really can't. Like, that even from like the 3-win team from a couple years ago, they never looked that low energy and just awful. Good God. Things never looked this bad under Nagy. Things never looked this bad even under John Fox. Because at least those guys were, like, trying. They didn't even look like they were trying out there. You're telling me that DJ Moore, Rome Odunze, and Keenan Allen can't get open? Really? Really? Is that because they're just not? Like, are they all just bad now? Or what? Because I don't understand how this is happening. Pathetic effort all around. And Flus is supposed to be an effort-based coach. He came in and he said we're going to have measurable ways to show effort amongst our players with the whole loaf system, the hits principle, all of that. And all of that is just gone completely out the window for the offense. They look like they don't even care. And they kept Caleb in. First of all, he had taken 7 sacks at this point, and then they kept him in the game, even though I saw Bajent warming up with his helmet on the sideline. And I was like, that's probably right. They probably should do that. No, they kept Caleb in. He took 2 more sacks. He's going to get hurt. He's not making it through the end of the season. I'm telling you right now, he's not. What is... This Bears team really needs to step back and think about what they're trying... Well, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing? You're not making the playoffs at this point, and you got guys regressing under you. And this is exactly why in January I said we probably shouldn't keep Eberflus. And what happened? What happened? So, yeah, I've lost all energy, joy, excitement, positivity in general for this Bears team that I had going into the year. First few weeks, I was ready to give them excuses. I was like, whatever, they're still figuring things out. No, you gotta have things figured out now. Flus has lost this team. He really has. This team is just not, they don't want to play for him anymore. They don't want to try. This whole roster is just ready to give up already. And it's week 9? Like... And why would any head coaching candidate want to come here when they see the dysfunction among this team? You have to hope that Caleb Williams, just off of virtue of being a number 1 overall pick, can elicit enough interest from other teams that he can come in. Because I genuinely think that's part of the reason why we couldn't get a good head coach a couple years ago, is because we had Justin Fields here, and they would have to be saddled with this quarterback they didn't draft. And it's really going to happen again with Caleb. It really is. Like, you just got to hope that Caleb shows enough promise and that teams like him enough, or that coordinators like him enough, that they're going to want to come in and try and fix this. I don't think they've ruined Caleb yet. I don't even think Caleb's a bad quarterback. But this is exactly what happens when you put a rookie on a team doing stuff like this. So yeah, burn it all down. Everybody needs to go. Tired of this. And Ryan Poles, you are a gutless coward for vouching for Matt Eberflus to keep him around when everybody with half a brain knew he was a bad coach. I'm not even in football and I could tell this was a bad idea. How is it that me, sitting on my couch at home, am a better football evaluator than you? What did you see in Matt Eberflus that you were like, yeah, I really think I should give him a chance with our number 1 overall quarterback? So, yeah, Poles, you know what? Good roster. I like what you did with this roster, but that alone is enough to tarnish you for me. Like, come on. This team is a disaster. So, yeah, we play the Packers next week. Awful timing. I really thought we would be going into the Packers game next week with a ton of juice, ton of energy, on a winning streak, maybe a 5-6 game winning streak, and have a 7-2 record. That's what I thought we were going to do. And we are going to be 4-5, and we are going to lose. We're going to lose. I don't think it will be close, and I don't like being pessimistic. I hated pessimism among Bears fans. I could not stand it for the longest time, and now I understand. They have jaded me. One of the most optimistic Bears fans that even I knew. Nobody was as high on them as I was. And even I can't justify what they're doing here. So, yeah, congrats, Bears. You've broken me. I hope you all get fired.